And we're going to continue with the 8th chapter of the second book of A Tale of Two Cities, Monsieur the Marquis in the Country. And I apologize that I keep changing how I say Marquis and Marquis and Monsieur and Monsignor. Monsignor and Monsieur are two different people. Marquis and Marquis are just me not paying attention. I'm going to try and stick to Marquis. So it turns out that as the Marquis's carriage crested the hill into this little town he was going to, somebody saw there was somebody under the carriage, but they disappeared as the sun was going down, and we are now getting a description of what the top of the hill was like. To this distressful emblem of great distress that had long been growing worse, and was not at its worst, a woman was kneeling. She turned her head as the carriage came up to her, rose quickly, and presented herself at the carriage door. "Is that you, Monsignor? Monsignor, a petition!" With an exclamation of impatience, but with his unchangeable face, the Marquis looked out. "How then? What is it? Always petitions?" "Monsignor, for the love of the great God, my husband, the forester—" "What of your husband, the forester? Always the same with you people. He cannot pay something?" "He has paid all, monsieur. Monsignor, he is dead." "Well, he is quiet. Can I restore him to you?" "Alas, no, Monsignor, but he lies yonder, under a little heap of poor grass." "Well?" "Monsignor, there are so many little heaps of poor grass." Again, well? She looked an old woman, but was young. Her manner was one of passionate grief. By turns she clasped her veinous and knotted hands together with wild energy, and laid one of them on the carriage door, tenderly, caressingly, as if it had been a human breast, and could be expected to feel the healing touch. "Monsignor, hear me, Monsignor. Hear my petition. My husband died of want. So many die of want. So many more will die of want." Again, well? "Can I feed them?" "Monsignor, the good God knows, but I don't ask it. My petition is that a morsel of stone or wood with my husband's name may be placed over him to show where he lies. Otherwise the place will be quickly forgotten. It will never be found when I am dead of the same malady. I shall be laid under some other heap of poor grass, Monsignor. There are so many, they increase so fast. There is so much want, Monsignor, Monsignor." The valet had put her away from the door. The carriage had broken into a brisk trot. The postilions had quickened the pace. She was left far behind, and the Marquis, again escorted by the Furies, was rapidly diminishing the league or two of distance that remained between him and his chateau. The sweet scents of the summer night rose all around him, and rose as the rain falls impartially. On the dusty, ragged, and toil-worn group at the fountain, not far away, to whom the mender of roads, with the aid of the blue cap, without which he was nothing, still enlarged upon his man like a spectre, as long as they could bear it. By degrees, as they could bear no more, they dropped off one by one. The lights twinkled in little casements, which lights, as the casements darkened, the more stars came out, seemed to have shot up into the sky instead of having been extinguished. The shadow of a large, high-roofed house, and of many overhanging trees, was upon Monsieur the Marquis by that time, and the shadow was exchanged for the light of a flambeau as his carriage stopped and the great door of his chateau was opened to him. "Monsieur Charles, whom I expect, is he arrived from England?" "Monsignor, not yet." And that's the end of chapter 8.